Okay, now I'd like to talk a little bit about effective communication techniques. So we want to be building a good rapport with them. We want them to feel welcome and included. Obviously, they're coming there for communication because they don't get a lot of that, or made to feel welcome. They're not. Obviously, there's a lot of stigma that goes with being homeless. So we want to build rapport and encourage them to come again. We want to be respectful and responsive. We want to empathise with them. Okay, not pity, not kind of, well, you're getting it, you're doing wrong. Listen to what they say. I would even encourage you to paraphrase back to them what they're saying, to nod, to smile, to make them feel like they're being listened to. So listen non-judgmentally and use reflective listening statements. So, how'd this make you feel? That must be difficult. Empower the person to seek help if they are ready, and be an effective link to other support services. The team leader that goes out with you, so on the night patrol, you'll have the bus driver, a team leader, and then the others that are going in. Sometimes the team leader and the bus driver will be the same person, or the van driver will be the same person, and they will have a folder, and in that folder will be a collection of lots of different resources that these people can reach out to, including doctors, psychologists, and other sorts of things that they may need as well. Be prepared to be clear and assertive when necessary. So if someone's doing something, you could say things like, just wait your turn, I'm with this person, or I'm just finishing up here, I'll be with you in a moment. So just making sure that you state how you're feeling and what's going on in those sorts of situations when people start to make too many demands. So just be aware of that can happen, and don't be afraid just to have them recognise that you're doing the best you can for them. Okay, in terms of body posture, and often we don't think about body posture. When we close our eyes, when we don't look happy, okay, we can seem closed off. If you look at the feet of that person there, feet face straight ahead. When the feet are spread a little bit further open at about an angle of 45 degrees or so, the direction of feet point to the people that they're listening to. So it's the opening up the feet there will open up your body to be more, show that you're being more receptive to what people are saying. The least threatening thing to do with your hands is to have them palms facing out, hands down. Okay. Crossing our arms, closed off, not really listening. Once again, smiling, okay? That a smile opens up a lot of doors for us, especially approaching people who might not have always had the best day. Where obviously we're not going to smile and laugh if we hear some negative news for them. We're going to be conscious of the tone and the mood of where the conversation's going. Something a friend of mine said to me a number of years ago. He says, when you address someone out there, we don't want to bring our own problems onto our night patrol. Yes, you've probably got your own problems. Leave them at the door before you go into Maria Gordon House. If your problems are big enough that you want to take them home with you, pick them up at the door when you leave. But when we go out there, be positive. How are you going tonight? Oh, I'm doing really good. Even if maybe you're not having the greatest night, we don't want to dump our problems onto the people we're trying to minister towards. So just being conscious of our feelings. So as I said, my friend, he always starts off, if someone asks him, how are you doing? He goes, I'm excellent. Even if he's not feeling excellent, I'm excellent. And that means that he can shift that listening off himself and onto the other person. And it also brings a sense of positivity into any kind of conversation he may be dealing with. So what might we say to people who approach the van? Hi, welcome, how are you? How's your night been? Can I get you something? Would you like a sandwich or a hot meal? Be responsive, respectfully add your opinion or ask questions. Okay, be careful about too much opinion. Especially judgmental opinion. So I don't think you should be doing that. It's not a great way to guide the conversation. Just go, well, that sounds hard. How do you think you might approach this? Might be more positive ways of encouraging them to open up. Ask and talk about general topics, weather, sport, the news, current affairs, all these sorts of things. Don't try to get too serious. If they want to get serious, they'll tell you, and that's all right. some things that you don't want to say, so maybe to avoid. So how did you become homeless is probably not a great conversation for these people. Try to help them. It's not an investigation into their life, but an opportunity for them to have some form of communication that might lift their spirits for the evening. Okay, avoid things like what's it like to be homeless, or what's the worst thing you've ever seen while homeless. I mean, not a great way to approach building a positive thing, focusing on some of maybe the worst parts of their life. So, looking to start positively. You may even think we also want to think about, well, what kind of information can we divulge? Okay. So you might say, can I give them my name? And yes, try to just give first names. They don't need your last name. You don't want them searching for you on social media. They probably won't, but we also want a level of separation from our work in with Night Patrol and our personal lives. We want that to be separated. Okay. We don't want to be promising or meeting patrons outside the Vinnie's van, say for lunch on a Saturday, to give them a blanket. Vinnie's goes out, as I said, every night of the week except for one. So we don't want to be doing this. As I said, we want some separation. They might start to probe information, and look, that's okay, and you can give it whatever you like. In terms of, and I've had this question before, what do I wear on Vinnie's? We'll talk about that in a moment. Don't wear school uniforms, okay? Go casually, but we'll talk about what constitutes as casual. If they ask you where you're from, I usually say, I live down the Southern Shire. If they probe more, I say, I live in a little suburb, it's called Engadine, or I drip feed little bits of information if they continue to ask information. So I'm respectful, but I also want some separation. I'm not going to give them my address. I'm not going to give them my phone number. I'm not going to give them my email address. They've got the Vinnie's details for that. Okay, so please don't feel like the responsibility of this person's care falls squarely on your shoulders. We don't want to be taking photos of the patrons, okay? As I said, some of these experiences that ended people up in the situations they are in are some of the worst of their lives. So we just want to be really mindful of this. Now, there's nothing wrong with you getting a photo with the team, with the bus, to put up on, say, our college website, but obviously, or our parish website or something like that. But we'll be keeping that away from the patrons. That's not really for them to be worried too much about. So yeah, once again, drip feed information. There's nothing wrong and there's nothing incriminating towards you if you say, yes, I've got 2 brothers and a sister, or at the moment I'm at school. They might ask, why are you here? And sometimes I'll think, did the school make you do it? And be honest, just go, no, the school didn't make me do it. This is something I wanted to do. Don't go in terms of, ministry hour points or something like that. I would approach it going, this is something that interests me, working with other people. Everyone who does this seems to be friendly and considerate about other people. So I think that's the best angle to approach on this topic.